Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today we're going to be delving into this lovely little workshop thing that looks actually quite amusing, if not maybe a little bit, I don't know, stale after a very short period of time. It's the We Are Many workshop event, I guess we're going to call it. So it's built around almost a tribal synergy in every colour you could want, which are these ones right here. No blue, because it's probably just going to be petitioners with how this event is stylized. So we're going to do a blueless event here, and the idea behind this event is that there is actually a no restriction to the amount of one type of card you can have. So you can see we have 15 Llanowar Elves in this particular deck and 7 Marwyn the Nurturers, which is probably, I don't know, maybe excessive, who knows. So yes, the idea is that we're going to be doing Elf Ball in green, Goblin Tribal in red, Zombie Tribal in black, and then in white it's Cat Charm Stray kind of tribal. I'm not sure which one really looks the weakest. I think it's maybe white or black just off the face of it. I think Gobbos can do a fair amount of stuff, a fair whack, if I do say so myself, because I think Ringleader's just gonna like churn cards through, and then Prospector makes everything super cheap, as does the War Chief, so I feel like this one could do a fair bit. I think we're going to play through maybe some of them, if not all of them, in this video, since they're probably going to get quite stale quite quickly. So we'll just we'll start with the Wild Might deck. So this one's all about playing down Marwyn the Nurturer, who gains a counter for each elf that enters the battlefield, and then she adds green equal to her power, and then eventually you end-raise foreigners for the win. It's kind of the idea, at least. There is no removal in this format. Not a single card outside of the Crater Maker actually has an ability to kill anything, so literally you only have to really play around 2 damage burn spells in red, and I don't think the rest actually have any interaction whatsoever. So yeah, that's really all you have to worry about. If it's a red deck, they'll have some removal. If it isn't, then they're going to be going wide and doing things. So yeah, without further ado, let's do some gameplay stuff, shall we? This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button below the video, or check out the Patreon link down in the description below. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alright, we're in. We've got turn 1 Elves, turn 2 Marwyn. That's the best possible hand you can get, and the best possible turn as well is going first. So we've got a really good chance of winning this game, I'm pretty sure. We're up against the Cat deck, which is... it's going to be fine, I'm pretty sure. We're going to have to do a little bit more complicated math, unfortunately, when it comes to the final swing with Forerunners, since life gain is now involved. We're going to be losing and gaining life. Alright, Charm Stray, probably. Oh no, they've just got Arrestor's Zeal. I don't know why they're holding that up. I'm never going to block in a million years, and it's very obvious that they've got it. If you just take 2 minutes just to look at the deck lists, you'll know that this means Pump Spell. And if you looked at my deck list, you'd know I have absolutely no removal, so there'd be no point doing it. Alright, Llanowar Elves. And yeah, let's swing in for nothing, because we can't get through that 1/1 without losing it. Charming Prince. Okay, we scrying, or we exiling, okay. Sure, gonna pump this one to a 3/3. It's fine. You gonna play another one? Going flying, eh? Sure. Alright, so we're just gonna go end-raise Foreigners. It's not an end-game kind of end-raise Foreigners, but I mean, it's gonna get an end-raise Foreigner on the board, so... At the end of the day, I think a 7/7 Trampler is just fine, especially one with Vigilance that can now block Charm Strays with Arrestor's Zeal in mind. So they're gonna give it flying, sure. Gonna give it more flying. Sure. It's 3 out of 4 though, so we only have to worry about one more happening. Let's see. We could go 1, 2. It's going to take 1 extra body off the board, so it's not really going to help us all that much. So I think we're just going to go Foreigners again. Swing again, and then play a Visionary. Okay. Alright. Well then. When will they fix the startup screen? I don't really know. Alright, so we are in, and we have our combo piece, so we're going to keep this one. We've got turn 1 Llanowar Elves, turn 2 Marwyn. From there we'll see what we're going to do. Alright, so it's the black deck, so we have literally nothing to worry about as far as removal's concerned. Our opponent can do a go wide strategy though. Stitcher Supplier milling undead servants into the graveyard, so probably not going to have to worry until turn 4 about any of that sort of shenanigans, but we'll see. I mean, theirs is all luck-based, right? It's how many your Stitcher Supplier can roll over, which in this particular case is not many. So now we're going to go Llanowar Elves, Elvish Visionary, pump the Marwyn, see what we can do, draw some cards with the Wild Speaker. Death Baron does give Death Touch to their creatures, so that's something to consider. So we're going to go Llanowar Elves, pump Marwyn. We want to try and pump her as much as possible, so top deck Llanowar Elves here would be great. We can do that. It's a land. Okay. Yeah, so I guess we're just going to go Elvish Visionary again. Hope that we can spend this 2 mana. Nope. Alright. That's pretty unlucky, I'd say. But we do have Return of the Wild Speaker now. We can draw 4 cards with that as it currently stands, or we could give +3/+3 to all of our creatures and swing. Depends on what our opponent does here. I can't see them not playing something, so they're going to have blockers to play around with. They're going to be Death Touchers. There's Undead Servant, which makes 1 zombie. How powerful. So we're going to take the 4. Because we can. Llanowar Elves. Okay, so that's effectively free. Somewhat. I mean, it literally isn't, because, you know, haste and all that. I think we're just going to go with Return of the Wild Speaker here. Draw 5 cards. There's Endray's Foreigners. Okay, so Elvish Visionary. Not a really good hit there either, to be honest. But it is getting us to the Endray's Foreigners. We will play Marwyn here, just to pump up our other Marwyn. Gives us more to do in a turn. And then we've got Endray's Foreigners giving +2/+2 Vigilance and Trample on the attack, should we want it. It's effectively just tap Marwyn out to do that as well, so that's going to be quite nice. Alright, 2, 4. Yeah, that's fine. Go to 1. And then see what we can do. I mean, we got... Oh yeah, I think we've got this. So we're going to go Endray's Foreigners. Give all our creatures +2/+2 and Vigilance. We're going to swing, and then we've even got an instant speed +3/+3 here to run right over our opponent. I think that's enough for lethal. I can't see it not being enough for lethal. So yeah, that's kind of how this event's going to go, I guess. It's just get your deck to go off the best. And what do we get? A whopping -18. Losing 2 creatures. Got to 1. Savoured our battle for the end. And yeah, took the victory. Good stuff. Let's move on to a different deck, I guess. Alright, we're in, and wow. What a horrible hand. On the draw again. Pretty sure that means that we've already lost. It's probably like a 60-40 chance of winning if you're on the play. I would put money on that. Alright, we're going to just get rid of the expensive cards. I'm sure I'll draw them anyway. We're up against the zombie deck. Okay. That one's a deck that I think we've got a reasonable chance against. We can go wide with tokens. They can go wide with slightly bigger tokens, but still. We can play more of them in theory. Since we have like a very... Oh, we should have a very cheap deck. They're just going to draw a card. Okay. So I'm just going to get in with my Prospector, play Crater Maker, and then pass the turn. We've got a 2-2 to block their potential 2-2s if they've got a Death Baron here. And they do. Alright, well I am going to start trading off like crazy. If you make me, I will. Okay, I think they realize ain't a good idea. Okay. Well, maybe we go Ringleader. Ringleader could hit me like War Chief for some cheap cards next time around. I mean, yeah, I think that's what we're doing. I'm not going to offer the trade because they take the trade every time. Let's just have a different Ringleader and hope they don't have another Death Baron. Alright, that's kind of exactly what we wanted. Oh, no, calm down, Gobbos. I know you're suicidal, but it's not like this. Okay, so they draw a card, gain 1 life. They're just so eager to battle, these Gobbos. This Ringleader needs to hit us something very good, because we're going to have some cost reduction on the War Chief for sure. But that's not going to get us terribly far. I mean, we could kill our Ringleader to get our War Chief out for double cost reduction. Does that make a big difference? I don't know. I don't know. Let's just get a Prospector down. Why doesn't this Goblin deck have Lord effects? Could we not just print one into Arena? It's like Goblin King, give like Mountain Walk for the sake of Mountain Walk. Okay, so they're going to discard to make it 3-3. Yeah, every other deck has got pseudo Lords. Alright, so we're just going to War Chief. Makes this Ringleader cost 2. It's going to hopefully draw us lots and lots of Gobbos, including another Ringleader, which it did. Fantastic. And yeah, we just leave it at that. Let's keep going wide, drawing the whole deck, hopefully. I just don't know how we win. I don't know how we win when our opponent's things are always going to be better than ours. It's like, I guess I can Siege Gang and shoot Death Barons. It's sort of a thing. Yeah, it's sort of a thing. Or it was, at least, until we died. Okay, so there's just double block here, there's block here, that's 50. God. Yeah, whatever. Just whatever. This Goblin deck's awful. I feel like whoever built this just didn't take into account what you'd be up against. We've got life gain decks, which are really awful against us. We've got every other deck having a Lord where we do not. We cannot go wide with this thing. It just doesn't happen. It's magical Christmas land to assume that this Ringleader is enough for you to go wide, because you just don't have the mana. It's like, yeah, you've got Skirt Prospector who can sack some goblins. Sure, I can see that. But if you're sacking goblins, you're not generating goblins. And that's kind of the problem. I think this deck is the worst out of all of them, and we're just going to move on to the next one. Alrighty then, we're in, and we got a Stitcher Supplier into essentially nothing, which doesn't really bode well. But it is a Death Baron, and if we get a Stitcher's Supplier to do some good stuff with the Servant, then I guess we're okay. So we're going to try it. We're on the play, which means the chances of us winning go way up. Way, way up. As is the case with best of one, like, in general, if you play best of one, you've got a better chance of winning when you're on the play. It's just the way that it is. But in a format that looks like this, I think it's even higher. Much, much higher, because, like, the green deck, for example, has turn 1 Llanowar Elves. That's some exceptional ramp. So we're not going to swing, because it doesn't really benefit as much. Our opponent's not going to block. I'm more likely to block, so I'm just going to leave my thing back. Alright, Death Baron. Making Death Touches. Shouldn't have really taken my hand, I don't think, either. I'm starting to think that I should have mulliganed earlier. Ooh, bad hand for them, perhaps? They're going to go Marwyn just to put a 1-1. Counter on Marwyn. And, well, we don't have anything in the graveyard for Undead Servant. I guess we could swing in with the Stitcher Supplier. I just don't see them ever blocking in a million years. And then we'll just put back another Death Toucher. So this is where they should go and spew forth their hand. If they can. They might be getting greedy and holding a Return of the Wild Speaker for Marwyn, and they want her power a little bit higher. Could see that being the case. So we're going to be swinging in with the 6 here. Hopefully we've got something to block. Yeah, they're just going to draw 3 cards. I think they were wanting to have that a little bit larger, especially with the play Marwyn move that they did earlier. Looks like that's maybe just like the best that they were going to get. Alright, some more Undead Servants. Great, love it. Especially when they've got no value whatsoever. It's a 4 mana 3/2. In this case it's a 4/3, which is fine because opponent's not going to be able to actually interact with Death Baron other than forcing me to chump block. I think we're just going to win the boring way, which is a shame. Would have loved to have drawn some cards with Crypt Breaker and generated some actual zombies with Undead Servant. But, I mean, eventually they're going to be forced to block, and then maybe they'll want some profitable blocks, who knows. Oh yeah, this is what I want to see. Trading Servants. And, oh, that's a bad one. That's a bad one. Yeah, opponent's given up. There's no way that's a good play in anyone's mind. So, 2 Undead Servants, which means this is going to generate 2 zombies. 3 zombies, sorry. And I missed my land drop, but that's fine. Didn't need my land drop anyway. Yep, there you go. Yeah, that was a weird one. You don't ever block the Stitcher Suppliers unless you absolutely have to. I think that's kind of rule number 1 against when you're playing against this deck. Try to kill Death Barons if you're the red deck. Never block Stitcher Suppliers unless you absolutely have to. And win first. Them's the rules with this deck. Alright, let's try the mono white one, I guess. Alrighty then, we're in. And we got Charm Strays galore. So we're going to keep this one. We've also got the combat trick of Arrest a Zeal as well, which is very good at forcing some bad blocks. So our opponent's got the Gobbo sleeves, so likely to be goblins, which is our absolute best possible matchup that we've ever had in our entire lives. So we're going to go Charm Stray, and then Charm Stray, putting 2 counters on our active cat, and start gaining some life. From here, it's just a matter of making land drops, because I think our board state's already good enough. Opponent with the Crater Maker. And I highly doubt they Prospector for... Oh, they want to kill this Charm Stray? They're going to lose doing that. It's kind of the problem with the red deck. Okay. Well, we got our 3rd land. We could play around Prospector killing a 1/1, but that's not really an issue for me, I don't think. We're just going to get the Mace of the Valiant in. I think, yeah. I think once this gets Vigilant and does its thing, then It's going to do its thing. That was a minute and a half, so we're going to play this one again and see if there's a different matchup. Okay, we're in. We're up against the mono black deck. This hand has got not enough Charm Strays in my eyes. We definitely do not want the Bishop of Rebirth. That's a garbage card. Good lord. Mull until you don't have this card. There we go. We don't have it anymore. Alright, I guess I'm going to go Charm Stray and Arrest Zeal. Opponent's got Death Touches, so pumping power is just not really going to matter. As long as our strays are bigger than theirs and they don't have Death Touches, that's going to be our win. So I think this is our worst matchup, because Death Touches plus growing big creatures is not a good thing. So, like, the mono red deck is bad against this deck, even though it's bad against every deck. I think Goblins, as much as I love them, are absolutely the worst deck in this entire event. I think maybe the mono green deck's probably the best one. I think it's mono green, then mono black, then mono white, then mono red. That's probably where I'd put them. Crypt Breaker. Alright, so they got the card advantage engine going. Do you want to just draw a card now? I didn't think so. Alright, so we're going to go Charm Stray. And I think we'll just go Charm Stray again after that and hope one of these three cards is not a Death Baron. Because if it is, we're in trouble. Highly doubt they triple block a 3/3. So we're going to go in. And yeah, it's now a matter of, do they have Death Baron? It's a race to find out if they do. Because we can race everything else, it's just trading 1/1s with Death Touch is not a great thing. Nor ideally is trading to a Stitcher supplier either, so gotta keep that in mind. So I think this delayed pause means that they're thinking of discarding to make a zombie. That would be my guess. We've got this Arrested Zeal anyway, so we can combat trick that in such a way that it's not a problem. I don't think we can swing in with the 1/1 regardless, though. Because they block with Stitcher Supplier and profit off of that. And then they make a zombie off of this one. They got 3 zombies. They can block the 2/2 here, jump if they want, or they can just draw off of all of that. That's not a bad one. Okay, so we weren't planning on getting in with the 1/1 because it's a little bit too suspicious. So I guess instead what we're going to do is flicker the 1/1 Charm Stray. We don't want to be too suspicious. We want to actually pretend we don't have this card in hand. Alright, so we're going to swing. They're going to block with Stitcher Supplier because that one's the given. And then the zombie token's going to block Charm Stray. We're going to pump it, save it, and then Kitty going to come back from the Prince. Yep. Obvious blocks are obvious. Save the Kitty, and then they'll draw a card. Okay, we're at 30, but that means literally nothing in this game. Charm Stray comes back and pumps the boys. Undead Servant. I don't even know how many they had in there. 2 servants in the graveyard. Okay. So now they can draw 2 cards a turn if they want. We've got Charm Stray to pump less strays. And I think it's an all attack at this point. Certainly attacking this way. That doesn't benefit me to keep back. I think that's fine. That's fine. I guess this is fine as well. Although that's just a 2/2 for 1 2/2 token. Maybe that has to stay back. At least these are trading like 2 for 1s. Although it's not really a 2 for 1 because this is the one right here. I guess this is fine. Let's see how they want to block. Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of trading off. Okay, so we're getting in for 4. We are trading... Yeah, it's almost getting 2 for 1, to be honest. I'm going to draw some cards, okay. Yeah, as I said, this is like the worst matchup, I'm pretty sure. Undead Servant, and completely rebuilds the board. And then they can continue digging for a Death Baron. We don't have any good attacks. We draw a land, which is awful. I'm going to swing because I concede. This is my I give up attack right here. They could happily take all of it, to be honest. And there's just no coming back. I mean, we can use our 39 life to keep playing things, but inevitably they'll get a Death Baron, which means no attack for us is a profitable attack. This is definitely the matchup you don't want to see. If you want to grind this matchup, this event, I would auto-scoop to the black deck if you are the kiddies. I would play out every single time the Goblin matchup when you're kiddies. I think the green matchup is fine. And I guess the mirror match is also fine. But this one's where mono white will just auto-concede. If you play mono red, I'd auto-concede to every colour because that deck is terrible. The green deck, I don't think there is a bad matchup. I think that's probably the best one. I think that's the most consistently good because trample beats all. And the mono black one, I think the mono black one's also kind of fine, to be honest. For similar reasons. Gets rid of a token. Why not a Crypt Breaker? Because you can get that back to hand and use it. I don't know. I'm just stalling at this point. I need to actually end off this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. It's a little bit of a short one, but it's a short event after all, so... You know, it is what it is. It's how the events played out. I am going to be streaming tonight. I think I'm going to be playing a little bit of Dark Souls, so if you're interested in that kind of thing, then head on over to twitch.tv/SuperMadLad. Other than that, though, I guess enjoy this event. It's a little bit fun, but it gets tiring real quick. Pulling back 4 points of damage. Okay. Because... clearly, I have an out to this situation. Yeah, there's Bishop. It only does something when it attacks into the Death Touchers. Wowee. Wowee. Alright, yeah, I'm going to end it off here, guys. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you do enjoy these workshop events videos and you want to see more of them. Other than that, though, take care.